Hello ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for 2000 subscribers. My name is Danny, and today I want to share a very useful idea with you guys about how to warm up more effectively and more thoroughly. It's not gonna be like, oh, it's going to be a routine, but rather you're going to be changing your sensitivity so that you warm up your entire arm. How do you do it basically is you have your original sensitivity. For example, I have 1.4. And you need to divide it by 2. So you go to 0.7 and you start warming up. And you notice how you need to work more with your entire hand to spray, to aim at the target. And that is exactly the point of this, is it makes your hand movements a lot more accented and a lot more, it shows a lot more that you need to work with your arm a lot more. And so this is exactly what you're warming up. You're warming up your hand movement with your entire hand. So from my shoulder to my palm, I'm using a lot more of my mouse pad space, and also my wrist. I need to do a lot more adjustments with my wrist. So for example, let's say I'm keeping my hand right now just straight, right? And with my regular sens, I'll be able to flick to that guy, right? To this guy. But since my sens is twice as lower, I have to use my entire hand and I have to adjust. And this is the point of the sensitivity change, is to force yourself to use your entire hand more. And you're basically handicapping your performance in a way so that you need to warm up your entire arm. You can do this for maybe like 100 kills, right? And to make it a little bit more challenging, you can do it with pistols. And this way, like look, with the rifle, you're kind of warming up your recoil control, right? With a lot more accented moves. With a pistol, you will be using a lot more of your wrist. It will just activate your palm more. And after this, we wanna go up from 1.4 to 2.8. So we multiply our sens by 2 now. And you see how it's very fast, right? And so now you're working more with your palm and your fingers specifically to have more accurate adjustments with your palm only. You're not going to be using your hand a lot more. So you're separating your warm-up for your hand into 2 parts. The slower sensitivity, which is more for your entire arm and have more accented moves around your mouse pad, whilst when you multiply your sens by 2, you are working with your wrist a lot more. And the goal right here is honestly to just kill with the sens, you know? You just aim, and notice how you're not using your arm at all. You're just using your palm for the micro adjustments, right? And that's exactly the point of this. Make it hypersensitive so that you need to implement a lot less movement but a lot more precision into your warm-up. And the same thing applies. You just need to get 100 kills like this, right? And again, we can switch to our pistol after 50 kills. Like, it's super fast, and you still have to like get used to the adjustment, right? And look, I'm barely using my mouse. I'm only adjusting it when I need to adjust to a target, and the rest is just movement. Okay, after we did 50 kills like this, we're just gonna go to a deathmatch server. Okay, now we're on a DM. We still have the same sens of 2.8. This is what we want to be keeping it at. And here, we're just gonna be as precise as possible with our crosshair. While also, in case an enemy appears on our screen, we still try to react and be as fast as possible with our adjustment. And honestly, right now, it doesn't have to be like a specific number. It's all going to be a feel. If you feel correct with it, if you feel like you're positioning your crosshair correctly, and if you're understanding how to pilot this sens, that's the most important thing. You just need to not focus on the amount of kills, but rather how you pivot your mouse in your hand. And it's okay if it's too fast, it's completely fine. You are practicing your mouse control right now. Your mouse is super sensitive to your movements right now, to your hand movements. And so this is exactly the point, is to have a sensitivity so high that you need to be controlling your mouse movement so that you get precise shots on your enemy. And sometimes, like, some of this may look bad, but it's pointing out at your mistakes. Just understand this, it's not a bad thing. It's just that you're not used to the sensitivity, and right now you're just sloppy in your mouse control. This is what this means. With rifles, it's a lot easier. With pistols, it's a lot more accented, your mistakes. And look, with rifle, it's of course a lot easier because you know the recoil pattern. You just need to, you know, just aim at the right places and control the recoil correctly. Yep, sometimes it will look bad, but you don't need to worry about it. And you might get frustrated that you're not getting a lot of kills, but understand that you're playing literally doubled from the sensitivity that you're used to. It's literally doubled. And you're practicing your mouse recoil and crosshair positioning so that you don't have to rely only like on your raw aim. You can trust yourself with the crosshair positioning, and you're working on your mouse control with a high sense. This is exactly what you're working on. And you're working also on your movement even. Like, you gotta position your crosshair where you're gonna come out and see the enemy. Like, the more adjustments that you have to make while you're moving your crosshair, the worse it is. This game is not about, like, aim, you know? It's all about predictive aim. And where you predict the enemy is going to be coming from and how he's going to be approaching you. And yet, it's still not bad though, in case you don't predict how the opponent is coming at you. As long as you know, make the adjustment and you kill the guy. Like, look at, like, 2 crazy kills, right? Yeah, like another cool kill. And I'm playing doubled my sens right now, so I'm telling you, it's completely all a practice environment. But yeah, it's extremely difficult sometimes, and it might get frustrating. But understand that it's for a greater purpose of understanding your sensitivity. So we've been at sensitivity 2.8. Now we're gonna make it extremely slow, and we're gonna switch to 0.7, and you're gonna notice a big difference. So here, you're trying to position your crosshair correctly so that you don't rely on your aim too much. And your hand will be only focused on proper adjustment to the angle, and you will swipe your hand a lot. And this is why this is really good, so that you are warming up your entire hand for specific motions that are more accented in your gameplay. And see how I'm always trying to swipe and try to get the right crosshair placement. Just try to have your crosshair positioning ready, and like the recoil control, which is going to be more accented. And see, like, in many situations you don't even need to move your crosshair realistically, because your crosshair is already on them, and you're making like an error of actually like physically reacting to it, you know? You start moving your mouse, you start adjusting for no reason. Because you think that you need to aim. When you don't really need to aim, sometimes you just need to move properly. And the guy is just gonna come out at your own crosshairs by himself. And yeah, and your hand will start getting tired and kind of, not like sore, but you will feel the tensity in your hands, in your muscles, in your forearms. And that is exactly the point, so that you feel the blood in your hands flowing. This is exactly the point. It's like in the gym when you're doing hypertrophy training. You take a more difficult weight to move the weight around. Here is a very similar principle, but you just have a low sense and you need to do a lot of mobility with your hand. And here, what I like with this warm-up specifically is that you trust more of your... You need to trust in your movement, and this is what exactly you're warming up. Your movement more. How you position your crosshair and how you come out at the enemy. Because sometimes you don't even need to like move at all. You're like, okay, this guy's gonna pick me, right? This guy's gonna pick me. That's it. I didn't need to move my mouse at all. Alright. Let's find another example. Okay, coming out the connector. That's it. Barely any movement. Just like an adjustment. Alright, we're in ladder. Okay. We're clearing connector. We're straight back out at him. Okay. He died, basically. We're retaking B side. Re-swinging to him. Take a better position. Okay, holding bench. Nice. Okay, one guy was apartments. No. No more. This guy's pushing up connector. Okay, no more. I heard the guy ladder. Okay, let's focus sight. That's it. That's it. Here I could have had the crosshair a little bit higher. But you see what I mean, is you are trying to trust not your mouse more, but your head and where to position your crosshair against the enemy that will be picky at you. And you're still staying reactive. You can still react properly to the enemies on your screen, but it's just a lot slower that you can do it, and you need to be trusting a lot more on your movement and your crosshair positioning. And look, I adjusted to 2 people right now. Okay, now that I think I'm good. Like, I think I'm alright with the sens. We're just 1 KD now. We're gonna come back to our original sens, and it was 1.4. And you will notice how responsive it is, and you're just like properly adjusting to every angle. You got every kill in the back pretty much. Like, what am I telling you? Like, you see, you have a lot more mouse control. Sometimes you're not even moving, you're just getting the kills. And like sometimes you won't get the kills, but the most important thing is that you have a lot better mouse control than 90% of the players on this deathmatch right now, because they're like, oh, I'm playing on 1 sens, and that, like, I'm getting used to it, and your mind just becomes numb, or like your muscle memory just becomes numb to it. And yeah, like, there is muscle memory to it, but there's also the reactive part that a lot of people are missing, and that it's a muscle, and that you need to stimulate the muscle for its growth, you know? It's like, if you want to see progress in your bench press, right? Point with this trick, for me, is like, all the people that are doing like regular warm-up without changing their sens, they're just making it automatic. Their sensitivity, just like they're developing their muscle memory, sure, but you're not stressing your muscle like at all. And under stress comes growth, right? And that's when we change our conditions. Our condition for this is just changing sensitivity from doubling it to lowering it by twice. And then when you come back to your regular sens, you've practiced both micro adjustments and big head movements, which will bring you a very big advantage in the way that you control your mouse. Like, completely day and night experience when you're gonna be playing like this, I swear. And even from the gameplay that you're seeing right now, I think that you notice a big difference in how I just get my kills, you know? On high sense, I wasn't getting good kills. On lower sense, I was positioning my crosshair a lot better. And now I'm on my regular sense, 1.4, which is considered to be very, very low. But yet, it feels snappy, it feels sharp, I feel comfortable while playing on it. Oh my god. So, yeah guys, I really recommend this method of warming up. Doubling it and then lowering it by twice. It's one of the best things that I've explored for myself. And I didn't really get it from anyone. I was just thinking about it and I was like, wouldn't it make more sense if you just like exercised your arm more with different sensitivities? And I think I was right, you know. I think I cooked with this one. And with this type of warm-up, you'll have a lot better, you know, a lot better mouse control. And I think that you'll have just a lot more efficient training, and you're gonna be more confident in your crosshair positioning. So, thank you very much, guys, for watching. I hope that it will work out for you, because alright guys, thank you for watching. I hope that it will help you, because it's helping me right now. And like, I'm not even like trying to glaze this, like it genuinely is a very good warm-up technique to warm up your like hand movements, your sensitivity, just like the feeling of your mouse in general. You feel on a different level after this training. So I really recommend you guys try it, and let me know what you think. So yeah guys, have a good one. Bye bye.